still low. I eat fruit all the time. Greetings, everyone. It is I, Dr. Chef. I'm here in for this Wellness Wednesday. Thank you so much. I know I started in a little late again, but I made it. I hope that you all did too. For those of you all that's going to join in soon, I just welcome you all to this free health coaching that I have to get started. Yes, I was a bit distracted. Thank you so much for the happy birthday, Sister Jacqueline. Thank you so much, Najee. Yes, yes, yes. Y'all, I made it through it. I made it through it. Of course, I've been inspired by those who have gone through it already. And so, because they are leading with examples with how to make it through the storm and the missing of loved ones that has given well. So this is how I'm able to take and recycle that same endurance, if not greater, because that is a goal, you all, that's part of our mental health and wellness. And it can be part of your spiritual wellness as well, because anything that affects the mind, you all know my saying, it affects them. Happy to be here, able to tune in, have the mind and the spirit to do so. The day after my daughter, which would have been 26, it would have been Najee Angelique's 26th birthday on yesterday. And then now today is her cousin's. It's her birthday as well, if I'm not mistaken. So happy birthday to Burgundy, if she gets a chance, someone gets a chance to share this with her. And so I pray a happy birthday to all of, happy born anniversary to all of our September babies, kings, queens, beautiful human beings. I know you all are very talented, very loving, very supportive people. And I know that you all can thrive through adversity like none other. I have seen that for myself, because I got a lot of September borns in the family, not just my son and daughter. You all know my firstborn son, Kenneth, his was on the 6th. And then him and Najee stayed the same, well, so-called double-digit numbers for 2 weeks. And so, so I'm just thankful that I made it through. Thank you all so much for the love and prayers and for the happy born days in spite. And so, yes, I had time to think about, okay, what would she want me to represent with? And it would be to still spread the love of God, still help people, still smile, still stand strong. I was thinking back, and I'm giving a few time enough to get in. Thank you all so much. I was thinking back to give her a little time to what was it that gave me the strength to persevere, to do this, to be a wellness coach. I was just rewriting it into my YouTube page for you all that gets a chance to click in there. And she once again inspired me to, as I was thinking about her, to acknowledge the positions that I have been placed in and that I've had the ability to participate in, and the privilege to participate in since I birthed her. And so this is most definitely Wellness Wednesday, to give those enough time enough to tune in. This will be, I'm going to give a short honor to her to show you the power of when you have children. For those of us who've been discouraged and may have gone through a lot. And yes, I went through a lot. She was my miracle child. She was the child that God blessed, where I had the mind to have her in the water. I'd only seen it once in a on television. I had only seen it once, and I hadn't heard of anyone around me at that time that were having children. I gave a little bit of this before last year when I first started coming on live. And I just remember being this voice coming to me, showing me how to bring her into the world. And it sounded, I guess, odd and crazy, or what some people would say, well, this is what I'll show you how it is growing up here. This is what the others do to give birth to their children, just to find out years later that this is a normal process, and it is very stressful for us to give birth to our children a lot of times in stressful environments. And the water, as you all know now, is hydrotherapy. It is very soothing. Remember, we're birthing our children in the womb. They're laying in our water, for 9 months. They're growing in water. As we all know, just with natural water, using natural spring water, it helps plants to grow. It helps every living thing to grow, you all. And if you notice, all throughout life, I've only heard of a very few rare cases where they try to say that there are different people with conditions that are allergic to water. I'm going to leave that right there because I believe that it's something more to it that just maybe those particular doctors have not discovered that they may be allergic to this inside of the water. But nevertheless, my point is that we all know we're made of 70 to 80% of water. The only reason why I give that gap is because there's been some debates about that. And so therefore, bottom line is that the majority of our bodies outside of our skeletal system is made up of water. And I'm saying that to say that it made sense that I had the mind to, since she was birthed and she was produced in fluid. It only made sense that I would give birth to her in the water. So on the day after my daughter's birthday, Naja, I'd like to just give you all a healthy thoughts for those of you all that may be having children, may have grandchildren, to give birth and far less stressful from the research that I've done since then. So imagine the time is gone now. That's been 26 years ago, thus this day. And yet, somebody made a comment to the earlier, say, okay, how old are you? I said, you mean how young am I? So I'm just thankful that I learned that. Think about it. I would have never probably even thought as much about it, even when still working in the health field at that time. I probably wouldn't have thought much about it. I was fortunate and blessed to have her, to carry her. Well, as you all know, that did not. What happened is that, unfortunately, at the time, the spouse that I had at the time didn't think that it was a good idea, as I recall it, and they wanted to just do it the way that everybody else is doing it. So being young at 23 years old at that time, married at 22, I listened to someone that couldn't have children and would never have none. And so it is a lesson that I have most definitely tried to share with my daughters and so forth. And so I'm saying all this to say that some lessons and wisdom that I've been able to look back on each year that she's now not with us, but each year had her so much, it made me pay attention to a lot of other things. And so this is, I never taken life for granted. After that, I didn't before her, but then now that I see that she's passed on now, I've had even more time to think about it. And it's just things that we go through in life, you all. And then sometimes it's what we see others go through that I've learned that we can be inspired by. If you just choose to look for the positive, you choose to look for the life or the lesson or the life lesson in every different change and experience that you have in life. And so I've always been one that thought that it has to be something that's as great as birthing a child at the time. And so I pray that this segment, this Wellness Wednesday, be an inspiration to you all. Know that this is your free time, your free time. Load it on me, yours. You all know I always got a good story, a testimony, life experience, or something to share with you all. But I do like from you all, and thank you so much for tuning in at Good Positive Talks. with my other cash app there. I didn't put it in there. You all can send a cash app, and it goes towards good, healthy products and services that I'm able to provide for other mothers and parents and caregivers that have miracle children and that have adversities and diseases and sickness and autism, all those things. That is my vision. I know that from time to time, in my life, I've been blessed to be able to get lump sum of funds. And I believe the time is coming back around again. And then I will feel um, more excited, more happier that I've been able to have more so I can give more. And that's where I want to be. I want to be able to give you all with Dr. Chef Botanical products, and those who've given good reviews. I don't know if Sister Denise Muhammad is on there. She usually tunes in for Facebook. So Facebook, I so apologize to Facebook. I was getting a call at the time. Oh, wow. I was getting a call at the time for when I was trying to post up for Facebook. So that's the reason why I couldn't tune in right away to Facebook. That being said, I am going to do that now, y'all. So y'all can bear with me. Still those who's making comments on it. So I was trying, and I don't know how to turn off all of those notifications right now. Well, I do know how to. It's just going to take a little digging. So bear with me for a second, because I know that they want to tune in, you all. And I was trying to have that set up. So give me a second here so y'all, we can get some of our Facebook people in. Got good reviews on the B12. You all looking forward to being able to provide that. Those of y'all that wanted more energy, you wanted to be able to have more energy during this season to help boost your lymphatic, which is your immune system, which they call the immune system. You wanted to lift that and get energy and not have to worry about the flu seasons. Please feel free to ask questions concerning that. That'll be great as well, because it is coming back around. I personally have had at least a couple of people that were elders. Yeah, they were past 60 that stated that they were diagnosed with COVID. Unfortunately, about a couple of weeks ago. They have made it through it, thank God. But still, just the fact that now, at first, here we go, whole year now, not hearing much about anyone stating, the doctor saying anything about COVID. Now, all of a sudden, now they're trying to make it something that's common. So, any questions concerning how to do that, your health concerning that, then please feel free to ask the questions. I'm trying to see, can I get a good setup here? The table that I have here is a little bit more bigger than what I had expected. And so I don't know, Facebook may be out this time, y'all. Okay. And then they get a chance to see, it's not a good angle. I don't have one of those other good proppers I do have one. It's in my office. Nevertheless, so feel free to ask questions concerning that. That helps me out a lot. But back to life, what I had was time to reflect on things that I wish that I had known, things that I would have done better. And all I could think of now that I have approached the second year of my firstborn daughter not being here with us is, okay, I had to ask myself the question, with the health diagnoses that she had, with being labeled characteristic as an autistic child, severe epilepsy, severe sleeping disorder, all of these things, by the way, by feeding her in the manner of healthy foods and drinks, it got better and better each year that went by. She, for those who all that didn't know, that may tune in later, she was having anywhere from 50 to 100 seizures a day. The partial is what they call it. I don't know what's partial about dropping down to the floor within seconds. And so, as you can imagine, that was quite challenging to see her have to go through that for almost over 10 years before I could get a grip on that it was in the food, solely in the food. But then the first 3 years of her life, I I was starting to have what they call visions. And I did a lot of praying that God would bless me to find out, because at this time I'm only a certified nurse. At the time I had been a rehabilitation specialist, but I had stopped to be a stay-at-home mom because that's what their father had desired at the time from me. Instead of us sending the children um, a little ways away to for my mother to watch them. So I became a stay-at-home mom with her, and that's what helped me to be able to identify her condition at the time, which they were trying to tell me, the doctors and nurses was trying to tell me there wasn't anything wrong. It was just the fact that I was already pregnant too soon. So she stopped talking after the immunization shots. And that's something that I want to stress on this day. And I know it's not popular. I know there's so many, including myself, that have received them, and we think that nothing has happened. Well, we're not thinking about how long these things last in some of our system, especially if you grew up eating toxic food and toxic drinks, especially if you grew up in stressful environments. And I did. And so, therefore, my firstborn was a prodigy of that. I didn't sleep well either at night because of the different things that I could hear in the surrounding areas, even though I actually grew up in a neighborhood with a lot of family around us. There was still, we knew that there was some form of violence around us in the city that I lived in. And so I believe that we carry these stresses, the women, especially women, we carry these stresses once we decide to get married and have children, or just have children, period. And it's something that we need to think about. And so when I was thinking about all the things that I wish that I could have did, like leading up to the last year of her life, of course, I naturally would have wanted to spend more time with her versus working as much as it was demanded for me to. And that's, I think that's most of what I wanted to be able to do. The other things that I wanted to do with her, that would have been, I feel like, good for my health's sake, now that she's transitioned on, is that I was thinking, wow, I wish that we could have had went on a full wellness retreat, but unfortunately at the time, to whom the person I was sharing my life with at the time, more focus was going towards them, and them unfortunately not practicing what they teach. And so I put a lot on hold, and that I had to really get to a place this year that what I thought, okay, how do you not think about these things that you wish you could have, would have, should have done while she was in the land of the living? How can you change this into something that would be helpful? What I gather out of this experience that I've had. And so all I could think of was to share with those of you all that know you have family members, or you may have friends that have special needs children, or that have maybe even a mate that have mental illnesses and have issues, to ask God to give you the strength to see where you can help, because it surely lets you all. I even learned, even with having money, more money than the average person at that time, that even that doesn't fix it. You do have to prioritize more. You can't allow other selfish family members or mates derail you from who needs the most help in the family. You can't allow, because if you don't about it, a person who's sickly, or a person who's on a health and wellness journey, and whoever needs it the most, they're totally reliant on you. Totally. And if there's someone else that's coming in that seems like they don't fully understand that, or they speak and they say that they do, they act like they want to support, but they're really more for their own selfish needs, then it's time to really truly sit back and take a full assessment of your environment, and whether or not this person is a help or a hindrance, no matter what all you have going on. During that time, I was doing a lot of traveling, the most traveling that I've ever done in my life. And that was actually the least amount of time that I had ever spent with my daughter. And so, of course, as a mother, as you can imagine, for as my mental health sake, and preferably this is helping somebody. So please don't forget to like and share. Don't forget to like and share. And I'm taking full accountability here, you all, because it's only I. Just like if you all know of someone, or you yourself may be experiencing where you are responsible for someone that's totally 100% dependent on you. It's up to us to identify what your true purpose is. It's up to us, because when that loved one, when that person is gone, yeah, there's a little bit sense of relief. And yes, your life changed because now you can focus on other things. But I don't know about you all, but I'm a perfectionist when it comes down to wanting to take good care of everyone. And that's not to say that there was not a roof provided. That's not to say that there wasn't assistance. That's not to say that I didn't have no family support. It's not to say that she didn't have the best of foods or the best of drinks, the best of everything. It's more about time, you all. It's all about time. And so when I look back on it, all I could think of is that I wanted to be, what I learned from it is that I wanted to share with you all that if you know that you have loved ones, you know you have friends that are going through, whether it's mental health issues, whether it is other physical ailments, try your best to prioritize the time to see what kind of help that you can be if you can. Because if you truly love them, and I mean love them, or you truly care for them, then when they're gone, that can turn into a mental stress. You would have to deliberately, intentionally find other things to do. And that's what happened. Decided that they wanted to try to save the world, or try to see if they could do for other people, more so, in order for it not to look like they were heartless at times. Myself, I had to get to a place where, okay, I had to come to the realization that, okay, even though I'm helping all of these other people, what is the lesson that God really truly wanted me to get out of the passing of my daughter? And all I could think of is to say, I'm a need for you. I gave you more than one for a reason. I'm need you to pay more closely attention to children. I need for you to be even more listening. My God, come on now. You all are tuning in as parents. You know, we feel like we have done the most, and in most cases we have. But if you could find any flaws, any area that you feel like you can do better, I advise you all to seek counsel. Yes, I do counsel in that area, 618-388-8100. For those who are needed, I just got a phone call today from a beloved sister, and she works in the educational field, and she just have one left that she's, she's going through what we call the growing pains. So she's shifting, young lady shifting, and she's giving her mama a pretty hard time. And so all I could think about was, wow, okay, this is the day after, and now I've got another one that, and all I could explain to her is that the importance of pouring into her now. Even though that's a different type of condition, a different type of situation, it's still what she said was that it was causing her mental distress in her body. And so even though she needs to focus on her health, she wants to focus on high blood pressure, she wants to focus on losing weight, she wants to be able to focus on being able to get her business up and going, she can't, because she's having these issues with her child. And so that's the reason why I say, so when she got, she said, I don't know what kind of issues I would have, because I know you do health and wellness. And because she's just recently found out about me the past, 2 months, she didn't know what all I do or what all of the services that I provide. So she said, right now, I can't get the health and wellness or the food part. I'm having stressful issues with my child. And so I said, no, it's all intertwined. Come on, parents. Can none of us think about it? How many of you all can really truly focus on you having relationship problems, or you having issues with those who want to have children? How many, or even if you're single, you don't have none, you having issues with your job, you're having financial issues, anything that is a mental distress, it will throw you off complete. It can, that means not say will, it can cause you to shift in your life. And so I'm saying, yes, call in for that, because I do counseling there. I most definitely have training, much training in counseling, coaching of what she said. Well, that sounds like life coaching. I said, call it what you will, but it is a session that will preferably, that I believe that will help you, because my years of mentoring with the youth since I was 15. And then having young people, that really does matter. And they've gone through their own little things. And of course, through me doing this, I was learning how blessed that I truly was not to have to experience certain things, in particularly with my daughters. And I had to explain to her, in some cases, we kind of got to set aside this so-called quote unquote professionalism. And let's get nitty gritty in here. Let's look at you all, whatever is ailing you in your body on this Wellness Wednesday, whatever is causing you to have slight headaches and stress, and you toss and turn and you can't sleep well, y'all, that's messing with your health and wellness. If you can't go to sleep or say a prayer, your last prayer for the night, for those who believe in the power of prayer, if you can't go to sleep and you can't pray in peace, call in for some health and wellness session. That's part of it, you all. So I'm stopped because I on and on. You all know that. And yes, I still have CMOS, you all, just for the record. Well, let me backtrack. Here goes the short, brief commercial here before I answer any questions for those who are to tune in. Please don't forget to like and share. Oh, it's still on Facebook, have me in the ready to go live, but I can't go live because it's not at the right angle. Health. The special in honor of my daughter is $25 for any health and wellness coaching, ranging anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, depending on your situation. And then I also still offering those who want to just call in with a donation. You get a free gift then. I still have a couple of items left, items left that's very helpful to most. Like, for instance, when Sister Denise was tuning in, she was asking me about CMOS. Now, she didn't get it from me, but she had CMOS, and finally she did, you all. She went ahead and she took her CMOS. She's actually a marathon runner, and very, very inspirational woman, almost 70. 1 year away from 70. She looks great. Her energy is great. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's great. And so she was needing something for a boost of energy, because she was going to do a long run this past weekend. And so she was like, I know, I just don't have energy. I feel stuffy. I feel this, I feel that. So I had a few of my B12s left, you all. So this is what donations help, you all, as far as the CMOS, as far as the colon cleanse, to get back on multivitamin, the mental health booster, all those. That's what your donation and you purchasing the other products do. It helps me to be able to stay on top of this, because I do not have large capital. And I told you all before, I'm going to say it again, I can't do business with everyone, because some people just don't do good business. It costs you more in the long run than it would for me to be able to focus strictly on my health products. That's good. Well, anywho, she took this and she was like, she texted me, she said, look, I'm able to do, maybe that's the reason why I wasn't able to do Facebook this time. Maybe it was because, or maybe I'll tune in if I feel like I got enough juice to be able to. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to prove it. Let me get out of here. She said, she says, I know it's in mind. She said, I was able to do, there you go. She says, I'm going to cover a number. After taking the big breath, she said, oh, I'm glad she put it in big caps. She said, can y'all see that? She said, I say B12 must be working. Just made it to 7 miles. Did y'all see that? Let me cover which count. She said, just made it to 7 miles. He said, and then let me put the other one. And then she put on there, I'm not receiving notification at this time. Hold on. One more. She said 12 miles completed. It said, my sister said, sign her up. She said, it works. And so I said, I got to share that what I said, because marathon runner, oh, who would know better than a marathon runner if something is giving them extra energy? So she did 7 laps the first time, and then she called back. She takes back real excited, said 12 miles completed. Come on, you all. At 70, completing 12 miles in America, that's impressive. And so I was just happy that she had got a chance to experience, and there's many others. She's not the first. She's just one of my recent ones that was doing excessive amount of energy to do what she do, because as you know, that's part of the 1 percentile of people that are past 60 that's able to even run a marathon, you all. But my extra strength B12 does that. And so it's just strictly dark cherry. Yes, a lot of times people say, well, all we gotta do is eat some cherries. Yeah, if you can find some that's not loaded with pesticides, that haven't gone through the filter system, as you see, this is a dark bottle. And that's the only ingredients, no sugar added, any of that. That's it. And so that's what I'm after. I'm after being able to support our elders, our people across the world, those who find out that, okay, here we go. We have another person who has products that help sell, but as you know, we need the fundings for that. And I know I don't have a mind to give up, even if I ever get to a place, you all, where I press pause. No, I will, as so-called Arnold Schwarzenegger used to say, I'll be back. I told someone, and they said, you're at a place where we don't know how you keep doing what you're doing, but we know that you're strong. And just keep doing what you're doing. It's going to work out. And I said, yeah. I said, I believe that, but all I have in my mind is strive. Is to keep striving for perfection. Keep striving. See, I used to be, I started at one point in my life shining away from that, you all, but we can't when it comes down to our mental health and wellness. We're not supposed to shine away. Hey, Joe, good to see you, bro. Bonjour. Good to see you. Please send my love to the family. I used to shy away from that because there were a few people that were around me, just a couple of them, that were suffering at the time with some mental problems. And they was like, oh, you think you're perfect. You're doing that. You try to be perfect. And I'm like, no, but I'm striving for it. I'm striving to be better every day. I'm striving to heal anything that is broken that I can identify every day. And that's what all of us should be doing. I know it's not easy. I told you my mother used to sing a song. It was an old church hymn song that nobody told me, and my godmother, Audrey Faye Petway, nobody told me that the road would be easy, but I don't believe that he's brought me this far to leave me. And so, and then the other main part was that I don't feel no ways tired. I come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy, but I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. Now, we would do that to each other. Man would do that. A woman would do that. But I don't believe that I created. I don't believe that God brought us this far. I don't believe that we got planted here and that he gave us purpose just to leave us hanging. Can I say it like that? Just to leave us hanging. So me knowing this, with this being in my mind, in my heart on the regular, me growing up hearing songs like that and hearing that type of talk and that type of faith with works. As I said, with works, because you can believe something, but if there is no work that's been done to put whatever you say you believe in into action, to where we're able to see the benefits of what you claim to believe in, then it's null and void. It is of no use. And so I'm saying that to say that that's why I can't give up. That's one of the main reasons why I can't give up, and why I have to encourage you all Never give up, never give in. And so, yes, I know it sounds a little bit like Motivational Monday because you all didn't see me on Motivational Monday. And now, no, I just got my hands really tied in with some emergency things on Monday. So it's the reason why I couldn't. So you all know how it works. For those who have been used to tuning in, you know how it end up taking and merging Motivational Monday with Wellness Wednesday for the had to miss. And so, yes, it's open. You all, and your mama, different ones that's any questions, please feel free. If you're not driving or if you are not at work, please in to ask any health and wellness questions. I do my best to answer the questions as best I can. And I do my best to put disclaimers for those of us who think that you can apply every health coaching advice that we give to someone online yourself. I always inspire and encourage our people to call in for your session 618-388-8100. If you know you have any diseases or any type of stress and anxiety that you are dealing with that's personal to you, because keep in mind, no one has your exact to the T, 100% to the T condition. No one has that I know of. I know they're talking about the cloning and all that, y'all, but even with that, when I dug a little deep into that, still not the same. There is some differences. So saying that to say that you all have to, as there is a scripture that always come to mind, that you got to save yourself from this untoward generation. You all, that means that, meaning this untoward generation means this evil way of living, this ungodly, meaning this ungodly way of living, anything that is set up to destroy you before your time. And I have gotten even to a place to where I don't even try to get so caught up in certain scenes where, oh, well, God, well, as a cop out, is that saying, there's a saying called a cop out, or as an excuse. Well, God, he has set time for everybody. Yes, I do believe in that there is a set time for certain things, but not in the way that we're setting the time. So what you're saying is that nature has its way, depending on how we naturally take care of ourselves, depending on how much we pay attention, how healthy minded we are, depending on how much you learn yourself, your body, your spirit, your will. That determines how long you should live. Backtracking to my daughter passing, if I had truly had known and had the science broke down that certain shots, especially in 1998 when it was on the increase, you all remember this is when autism had took place. SIDS broke out. Then this is when they started to make it, give it a name. This is when the medical association decided to give it a name. My daughter was birthed at that time. So was my son, 1998 and 1999. If I had known then when they increased the vaccinations, and if I had the knowledge that I had now, 26 years ago, I was just scratching the surface of health and wellness. And I mean natural health and wellness. I had my little holistic books. Of course, I read the home remedy books and things of that nature, but I've not had no education at that time in that particular field. I hadn't tapped into the immunization thing. Yes, of course, if I had maybe joined the boss or something at the time when my brother's mother was there, they were teaching about it. But that was not something that was taught in the environment or in the churches that I was involved with at the time when I was having my children. But I did have, here goes, you all, the reason why we have to keep our own mind right. I cannot deny that I didn't have a thought. And I'm saying this for a reason. Because some of you all may have a sense of knowing, a sense or a feel that is certain things that you should do for yourself and for your children, that for those of you all that have children, or whoever you may be responsible for, you may have it in your heart, in your mind, real strongly, something telling you not to do something. I'm telling you on this Wellness Wednesday to listen to it. because everything in me said, don't let them give her a second set of shots, because that's when it took place. I'd already had encountered, once I did had to deviate from not having her, bursting her in the water. Yes, I was definitely one of those who were indeed victimized through the hospital, having a firstborn child, being a young quote unquote black mother that come through. They knew, even though I had two different insurances, it didn't matter. They knew it was my first. I encountered a nurse pushing her back into my womb as she was crowning me. Later on, years later, I found out by watching TV. And I mentioned this once before, maybe sometime last year. I'll mention it again, because you never know who may tune in now and later that may know of someone that's impregnated now that may need to have this information. Because what I know now and what I hear now is that this method is still being practiced, especially with our firstborn children. If your doctor is not present at that time, what would happen is that either they'll try to force epidurals on you to try to drain you, to get you sleepy and drain and hold up the birthing part, because the doctor does not get paid if they're not physically there to birth your child, even with you being in the hospital. So they're missing out on thousands of dollars, you all, for birthing your child. So in order to avoid that, there are some cases where a nurse will come in, unfortunately. I said some cases, and they would try to stop you from being able to naturally birth your child. Some of my nurses that may tune in now and later, I have plenty of them in the family, but particularly those who work in the pediatric department. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That pushed her head right back into me, which could have caused suffocation at that time. It took me 13 years to find the part of the medical record that they hid. I had to come to Missouri. I was in Illinois. I had to come to Missouri to get a whole nother doctor in order to find the medical records that showed that she had suffered a loss of oxygen during that time. They had another medical terminology for it at that time. And that doctor did her due diligence and told me that, yes, she did. So on top of losing oxygen at birth, even though she muscled through that, then you coupled it up with them doubling up starting in 1996 or 7, them doubling up on immunization shots. It caused my daughter brain damage. It caused her to stop talking. It caused her to stop wanting to eat. It caused her to stop saying names, different things that she was doing to show us that she had geniusness inside of her. And through this whole process, even till I had my third daughter, pregnant with my third daughter at this time, she was going on 3 years old. Najee and Jaleesa would have been going on 3 years old. I'm trying to explain it to the doctors and the nurses that something is wrong. I'm not stupid. She's not. I'm charting my child like I would my clients, because that's what I got used to doing in order to keep up with 2 children and then one on the way. I started charting. So I carried a notebook everywhere with me, so I could stay on schedule with feeding time and stay on schedule and just paying attention to just things that they did. Yeah, I know. It was weird back in the 90s, almost early 2000. No, yeah, I was the only mother that I know of that was doing something like that. But that helped me, because I was up all throughout the night because I was pregnant again. And so I'm saying that to say that I knew what I was seeing, and I knew what I was writing down. About time I finally, 6 years within that time span of getting a chance to speak to a neurologist from one of the most popular hospitals here, they said, wow. They looked through my folder. They looked through all my notes that I had taken down, and they said, wow, if most mothers would do this, then wow, this would make our job so much more easier. Now, mind you, he's trying to flatter me, insulting me at the same time, knowing that there's nothing that they were willing to do to help my daughter with her condition. All they could do was to help offer me a antidepressant drug that was new on the market. And I'm saying all this to say, you all, this is something that we all need to pay attention to. This is not just for giving birth. You need to think about this if you've been diagnosed with any type of disease. That the only thing that they can do is offer you a drug that's going to come absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, is going to come with a different side effect. And it's going to have different effects on different people depending on your body type. Now, she was a child. So, of course, certain things that they're trying new and chemicals and drug based, of course, it's going to affect her more. It affected every other child that even had any type of similar condition. And now look at where we're at. I started to read a book then, back in 2000, by a man by the last name of Freeman out of the Mayo Clinic, that stated that by the year 2020, every fifth family would have or know of someone with an autistic child. What year are we in now, you all? That was back in 2000. Are we not in 24 now? That's 24 years ago. He said by 2020, do not almost everybody, especially for my school teachers that tune in, do not almost everybody, good evening, Sister Diane, do you not know of someone in the family or friend or yourself that have autistic child that have some form of brain damage? Those who are their school teachers, you most definitely are seeing it. Well, this was not as a type of epidemic or as much of an issue prior to. Come on now. Thank you. Yes, it's normal now. Exactly. Thank you all for whoever just sent the cash out. Yes, it's normal now. This man, if I could think of his name, whoever it was that sent the cash out, thank you so much. Let me see. And thank you, Sister what you call that? Oh, Sister Yolanda, thank you so much for the cash up. I appreciate you. You've been a blessing. I appreciate that. And then the other Sister Dorothy, and then Sister Cherry, thank you all too. If you tune in now and later, thank you all for the cash app as well that you all send. Yeah, look at it. It's normal now. Well, I was advocating then, you all. I was advocating then, and they were turning me away. I went home crying many days because I knew that something wasn't right based off of the notes, the intakes and outtakes that I was taking of my child. And all they could do was take, and they was trying to intimidate me. And then they would take, and they would, one of the nurses actually got bold enough, and she had such a sweet spirit, but she got bold enough and said, shh, we don't have no evidence of what you're saying. Oh, let's not say stuff like that. I said, no, they are putting something in these shots. They are doing something that's causing mental problems to my child. I said, I'm not stupid. She calling the names. She was just talking in 4 months. And here it is, after this first set of immunization shots, she has declined. I have the proof right here. Oh, no. You just paranoid because you're pregnant. Be careful. We know this is stressful time. I said, ma'am, I am not stressed. I am merely telling you that I've done my homework. I'm not a stay-at-home mom that stays home. This is to throw any shade at any other mother. Because if you got it like that, you got it like that. But I was a mother that did not sit at home watching soap operas and doing other things, or on the phone all day long and not getting certain work and certain things done. I was paying closely attention to my child. I had to. Anytime you see somebody drop in your face, just that you talking to them, you look at them and they just black out. And so I got to a place where I said, okay, Father, what is it now? 26 years later, I'm a health practitioner now. I've heard of so many different conditions now. How do I wrap this up? How do I share this with our people and to explain to them how important it is for us to pay attention to our health and wellness, how important it is for you to pay attention to your grandchild, how important it is for you to pay attention to your mate, how important it is for you to start taking notes and be your own advocate. I finally got to a place to where, yes, I was already being called doctor before I even graduated out of high school, because health occupation classes that I took then. And I was taking certified nursing classes at that time too. They introduced a new program at that time in the early 90s at the time. And I took advantage of that class, not knowing why. I thought it was just so I could be more of a help to my Auntie Michelle that had full-blown rheumatoid arthritis. But in actuality, it was so that it was preparing me for that time. In what, 5 years later is what it was preparing me for. And then finally, now here it is, 20 something years later, you all. I'm saying, don't ignore any signs, you all. No, you don't have to be in fear, because when you're in fear, you can't focus on self. You can't focus on the people that you are responsible for around you. So how did I make it through? How did I make it to now? Well, now I have my own product line. Well, now I'm counseling people all over the world still. How did I make it through? And mama's gone, the firstborn's gone, husband gone, all this stuff gone. How am I making it through? Focus, staying focused. Like my dad used to always say to me before I could open up my mouth, he said, stay focused, young lady, stay focused. And now again, I'm at a place now where I'm still trying to do the same thing, because now there's another chapter in my life that's going to help me to be able to be more of a help to even more people. And all I get here is them saying, focus, young lady, say focus. Get your mind focused on what it is that these positions that I have for you. And so when I start going down the line prior to coming on to you all the Wellness Wednesday, trying to figure out what it is, what is it that I'm going to, actually I was trying to figure out, okay, what all do I do? And sometimes you all have to do that. You got to sit back and assess, okay, what are all of the trainings? What is all of the experiences? What do these mean? Well, I'm here to help you with that. Because that I've learned it can be a stress too. So I had to write down the list of all of the trainings and all of the things that I had. And I did put it in this particular YouTube section where they put in for the information. And I said, okay, I'm a wellness practitioner, a holistic practitioner. Some call it wellness coach. I am a missionary. I am a drug counselor. I am a holistic chef. The list was going on and on. I am an activist. I am a youth mentor. I'm a life coach. I'm thinking to myself, okay, all that's been developed from 26 years ago. Where did I get the drive? Where will you get your drive that will lead you into a more healthier space and place in your life, despite anything that you may lose, despite the people that may come in your life and the people who may go? Because everybody can't go on your journey with you. Just like I can't go on the journey with everybody else. Because, I do believe there is a scripture that says that he knew you before you entered into your mother's womb. Look it up. Who knew you before you entered into your mother's womb? I believe they're making reference to God. Some call it the creator. Some call it Raphael. Some y'all call him Allah. Some call him Jesus. Some call him the Lord of the worlds. You call them all different. Call him what you will. But once you really start to see that, and you see that your life is still truly mapped out, and yes, we detour from the sound of your creator's voice from time to time, and then we'll see where, but even in detouring, you'll find that there is a lesson. Same way with our bodies. Something will whisper to you and say, no, you shouldn't go. Don't go meth. Don't go to Dummy Nose. Don't go to Taco Hell today. Don't do it. You got to, get up in the morning. Don't do it. Don't eat past 9 o'clock. It's too late. Go ahead and do it anyway. And what happened? Gassy all night, tossing and turning, getting up, running back and forth to the restroom, getting some get a slight headache, wake up with pimples on your face that you didn't have before. Start having weird nightmares. You know what? I had a dream that daddy was up on top of the house yelling at birds. I had a dream that a big salmon was trying to attack me. I'm just saying, come on, y'all. Y'all know how to work. Chemicals, artificial chemicals, drugs. That's what it do. And then the audacity for us to live in a place. Come on, y'all. You have to laugh and stop yourself from crying. For the very same people that caused this so-called this war on drugs, this propaganda of war on drugs. Hey there, Sister Chanel. You want to purchase some sea moss? Okay, please via text that at 618-388-8100. 618-388-8100. Text that to me with your information, and then you send it. You either send it through Cash App or call if you need to pay by phone, because I do have that as an option. Yes, and so we can go from there. Just Janelle, please give us send your address as well that you would like for it to come to. And that's the CMOS. Right now we're running a special for if you want to send in a donation, then you can get that as well. Or either we have a $25 consultation, and then you can get a discount for that. And that's in honor of my daughter, Najee Angeles. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope they were sharing something that's helpful. But back to the same people that started this propaganda on the war on drugs are the very same people, the very same entities, you all, that turn around and tell you say no to drugs. If I'm lying, what's the little saying used to be? Y'all know I told y'all now. This is a down to earth one here now. I'm not gonna be saying everything professional. Okay, I'm different kind here. I'm different type. I'm a different kind of down to earth because I come from the earth. Holistic coach. Look, if I'm lying, I'm down us to say no to drugs. Remember that campaign that was going on? Y'all, was it in the 80s and 90s? With some of the same entities. And when I say entities, I mean groups of people with money that were creating the problem, that was allowing the drugs in, that were actually stripping us away from holistic things, herbs and things that actually was very healthy for us. The same entities and investors that turned around now and that has presented you all with what we call the so-called medical the pharmaceutical version of the so-called, y'all know where I'm going, marijuana, that has links to that that has so many other different side effects than what the original grade of marijuana actually does to actually heal the body. And actually have our people thinking that it's more healthier to actually consume, to smoke it, than it is to eat it. And now they've even taken that and mixed with sugar and other artificial things, and then they giving you gummy bears. I know I had a pastor that had a company. Come to find out, it was a lot of fraudulent stuff, and I tried one of the things because it claimed to help ease, and it was a distressor tablet with a little bit of CBD. Oh, I said, okay, let me try. Y'all know me. The chef in me came out. I'm looking at ingredients. I'm saying, okay, what's all the craze? It's been out now for a couple of years now. So let me go ahead. I know this pastor not going to sit here and give us some. Then I know wrong. That very same pastor got busted about 2 years ago for not doing right by their community, and found out that they were embezzling money and a whole lot of other things. Saying that to say that the little gummy bear was, had me high as a kite. Yeah, I'm confessing. I told you I keep it 1 million, or else I can't come before you at all. You're very welcome, Sister Chanel. Yeah, had me high as a kite. I'm giddy. I'm laughing up a storm. I'm like, oh Lord. I'm jumping on the bed. So my spirit that was in me, the happy-go-lucky one that's usually happy. I'm not happy. I'm just serious. So I'm taking notes. And I'm like, oh my God. And so while I'm after just taking one of these little gummy things, I'm sitting up here because it's given to me as a means to say, will you promote this? Would you give this to your clients? Would you endorse this? I'm like, no, I'm not endorsing nothing that I can't try for myself first. Well, what did I do that for? And it was a stressful time, you all. So yes, the laughter was good for my heart. But to laugh for a whole hour straight and to be doing cartwheels and flips, come on now, y'all. A good thing I didn't take one right before a board meeting. I was like, what in the father? Some of y'all tuned in now and later. I don't see none that would have been tuned in at that time when I made that announcement. That was about 2 years ago. And I'm like, oh my father, this is what they're giving to the people in the name of calling it a healthy natural health CBD gummy bear, really? So can somebody tell me about that need system? And more importantly, issues some of the women do cause us to hook up today, all that we just cannot afford to actually take it for granted. We can't afford to, y'all. So who else is going to be more mindful about and be more serious about making sure that they spread the news to you all how important it is for you all not to sit there and not have the most best high of quality of bed. But I refuse to turn this work, this healing services and ministry and healing sessions that I have with you all into just let me sell you something that I know is not going to do you as much good as you should. I refuse to. I just refuse to. So that means I have to wait a little longer for my house again. That means I have to wait a little longer to build up on a few other things again. Yeah, I said it. Because my integrity and me knowing that I have a God to answer to is far more important to me than me making a couple of bucks or even thousands of dollars. I'll go as far as to say even millions of dollars. In this, you can't be bought. And I've heard a few make that claim that they haven't been bought, and no, but I know different. They just had a limit to how much they were going to be bought. And they didn't get all of what they wanted out of it. And so now you hear them make the claim that they wasn't bought or that they didn't sell out. Yes, they did. They sold off their family. Yes, they did. They left their families in debt. Yes, they did. And so I'm here to say I refuse to do that to you all. So when you call in to the 618-388-8100 number and you say, I need this, and I even give consultation for those y'all for whatever I don't have in my store, then I refer you to other products that's just as good. And that leads me to, for this Wellness Wednesday, to remind you all of the $25 that you all can take advantage of getting your immune booster. I don't have it in my hand again because I think I left mine in the car, but of the Green for Life spray that's good for helping to boost the immune system, your lymphatic system into the more healthier place to where you can fight off common colds and flus and different viruses. It works. Even when you have not been able to eat all of the healthiest foods that you should. I've seen it work for those who are drinkers. I've seen it work for those who take drugs. I'm not recommending you all, anybody, to get comfortable with that, but I'm just saying just how powerful it is. I've recommended to those who have all different forms of diseases, and all of the best outcomes was that nobody was laid up in the hospital dying or sick from the sea. Nobody, or from nobody. And none of my biological children had caught that to my knowledge, none of them had caught it, because I gave each one of them one. So, and I kept one or two for myself. So I'm sharing with you what I use myself, along with children at the time that were not practicing how to eat to live. They were not practicing only eating fruits and vegetables. Yeah. they had another parent in their life that didn't believe in this way. And so I, like a lot of you all that may have children and those who you're responsible for, had to battle with that, going back and forth with what they should eat, what they shouldn't eat, what they should eat, what they shouldn't eat. And then I had to go through it again with former stepchildren that I had. I had to go through it then again. No, this is what they should have. This is what and the results was beautiful though. There was a complete, total, almost 90% healing that took place. Unfortunately, everything undone because once again, we are responsible as the head. We cannot make excuses. Once this knowledge has been given to you, how to better take care of yourself, it is our responsibility to do just that. We can't blame it on the industry no more, y'all. You can, but it ain't gonna do you no good. We know Bill Gates is doing exactly what God has allowed him to do. We got the yin and the yang. We got good versus evil. It is what it is. And the reason why I'm taking this approach on it, I've always felt this way, is because, and now I'm not going to use it to get ratings. Here it goes. The truth is, because the truth shall really, truly help set us free. Not me throwing a bunch of Bible verses at y'all. Yeah, there's truth in it. There is some truth in it that we can use and apply for the day. I'm not denying that. But what I am saying for this Wellness Wednesday, since we're talking about health and wellness, mental health and wellness, and physical health and wellness, that really does affect your spiritual health and wellness, then I'm saying that to say that no, we can afford to be in a place where we're just complaining and pointing a finger at what Satan's children are doing and what evil ones is doing. We know now. Now is our responsibility. It's your responsibility to look at that and care enough about yourself. Love enough on yourself and your family enough to say, you know what? Dr. Chef is right. The other brothers and different ones that's talking about this, they're right. Hey, I could save me some money and I could save me some sickness. If I don't let the adversary and their evil food or eating from their evil so-called frankenfood take me up out of here or have me running back and forth to the hospital. It's just that simple. Y'all wonder what I ate today? I was turning up me a watermelon, y'all. I wasn't planning on it. I told that thing alive. It was a big long one too. Y'all see the seeds in there. I ate all that. Thought I didn't have it, didn't you? That get me so full. I feel so refreshed, so good. It get my skin to glowing. Look, I don't know about y'all, but I love being able to eat food where I don't have to worry about feeling sluggish. Ugh. That's probably why some of us find it so hard not to eat in the middle of the night or late at night, because you got so much going on in your mind. You figure, if I give me a little something to make me feel sluggish, then I'll be able to go to sleep. Not realizing that does affect your quality of sleep. There's many stages to sleep. How you know, Dr. Shell? I had to go through it with my daughter. I had to go through it with my ex-husband. I had to go through that with them. I had to personally go through it with myself years ago. So if you're eating past, I don't recommend you all to eat past sundown. I know that's challenging because some of y'all got events and different things you go to and you want to stop by that late night, which will save your money. As they say, save your money, honey. Save your money. Go ahead and get you all in. Look, put that money aside for a savings. Start stacking up on your waters, y'all. We about, I can't even use the term about to be. We're in the first and second stages of a war already. And we think that just because we don't see tankers coming down the street, do it really take that for us to believe it? Start stacking up on your Navy beans, you all. Some of y'all, you can go to your local Mazdas. They sell them by the bags. Go. It's time to connect. It's time to get with the people. Everybody, let me find my tribe. Let me find my circle. It's time for us all to come together that can. I'm not talking about those who want to keep debating about the Bible, about what tribe you is, and what this one you is, and what that one you is. I know one thing, we all I've said it several times before. I'm gonna say it again. Y'all, we have to stop being hypocritical, intentionally backbiting against each other, knowing good and well that when this stuff go down, if we see World War III, for those of us who are still here, and they have a soup line and they telling you that you got to get a stamp, something, some type of electrical device, like they already done started, injected into your bloodstream, nanotechnology that's causing your body where they can control whatever you want to do, even stop your heart if they want to with it. Yeah, I said it. Or would you rather store up now, take that McDevil money, that Murder King money, that White Casket money, that dumb you knows money, all the White Cats, that Taco Hell money? Would you rather have that stored up for you on a rainy day, so that you don't have to be forced to have to go out there to mingle with the other commoners and other people in communities that did not prepare themselves? I'm gonna keep saying it because I know everybody that tune in. Not everybody have prepared themselves. Some have the, and if you have that mentality where, oh well, whatever happened. Well, that's not gonna help. They just gonna come. I'm not talking to you then. This message is not for you. It's only for those of us who think that it's okay for us to stay into the same sick-minded or sick physically state, but then project negativity and criticize those of us who are on our health beat. Of course, I'm not talking to you all because you all tuning in because you know this is Wellness Wednesday. I don't know what I said. Looks good. You saw the watermelon. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I told. Yeah. Look, I wasn't playing. I tore in that like a big bow rat. Yes, I did. And I have no doubts about it. I'm like, that was, no, I wasn't playing. And my sister said too, we know you eat a whole watermelon in 3 days. I said, yeah, but y'all keep asking me, how do I keep my skin? I just washed my hair, so it's covered again. I was like, how do you keep it? And it's growing out. I had cut the split ends, you all. So it's growing out again. And I got that, what they call that, that ninja hair. I had to shift a little bit. I got, no, it's soft, it's thick, it's curly, but it's all black. And even though I'm 1 year away from being 50, well, I'm some months away now from being 50. And I do contribute to eating healthy. Because my father passed at 58. My mother passed at 63. I'm about to be 50, y'all. I'm just 13 years away from the time my mother transitioned. I'm only approximately 9 years away from the time that my father transitioned. My mother's mother, passed at my age, 49. So even with the knowledge that I have acquired about health and wellness, do you really think I can afford to take it for granted? My firstborn has transitioned, and yes, even though from birth she had her condition, still, I'm human here. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. All this around me. I outlived my auntie. She only made it to 40 or 41, somewhere around there, her early 40s. One of my favorite aunts. And so, no, I don't feel like, I don't care how much knowledge I get and how much knowledge I share. No, I do not feel like, yes, I'm saying it. I'm admitting it. No, I do not feel like I can take my health for granted. Absolutely not. Even though I am not living the same lifestyle that my mother or father, or have the same condition that my daughter had, even though for in any of the other loved ones and other people that I know that have transitioned on by different health conditions. No, still, These are signs that we all are not supposed to take life for granted, you all. These are the signs. It don't get no greater of an example. And this is the reason why you don't hear me fussing at you all about being healthy, about being on the journey and falling off, because I know that it's a day by day journey. This is the reason why I provide health coaching. And so when you call in, you be as honest as possible, because that's what helps me to know what's honestly trying to take you out here sooner than later. That helps you. But I can't afford mentally to ride y'all, or oh, you fool, or you stupid, or well, yeah, you're sinning, you're gonna go to hell. I can't afford to do that to you all, because I said it once, I'm gonna say it again. What greater, let me say this right. Find a better way to say this. Let me think. What greater consequence? What greater lesson for those who are around you, that if you are sick and here it is, you are receiving the answers to how to be well, then you happen to be laid up in the hospital, being subjected to an evil way that is not even designed to fully heal your body. What greater consequence than death? So me fussing at you all about it, me criticizing you about it, me trying to find scriptures to throw at you, but that to me, that would make me evil. We have to, I know I have the responsibility of having some of this knowledge to how you deliver. It's no different than when I was nursing. If I go into a bedroom and I see that one of my clients is has tried to get up, because in her mind she's used to walking, thinking she could go to the restroom, and her leg give out on her and she falls. I can't go and rough her up and see, Miss Jones, you know you shouldn't have never had got up in the first place. See, you knew your leg was weak. She already suffered the consequences by falling. May have even broken something else. So I can't. And yes, I also learned that through watching my daughter, before I was able to find antidotes and what was the healthiest, what was the triggers. For the most part, what was the triggers? Every time she fall, I can sit there and I say, what you doing falling? This don't make no sense. Do you know you was gonna have a seizure? Boy, if God was like some of us, none of us would be living today if it had not been for mercy and grace. So this is why I provide the free health coaching, because I want you all, I really do, I want you all to know the difference. And I want you all to embrace that is healthy and well for you, not just the religion. And I say just because most of us don't have the answers. You want to embrace this dude who's actually practicing the lifestyle. And practicing the lifestyle is not me just giving money to help someone get something healthy. You know it through the spirit. And I mean through the consistency of it. You know it. You will know it through the spirit of love, and not through someone saying that I do this because I love you. How many women and men that have been in abusive relationships and wind up, and I'm sorry, but I'm just using it as an example. Or how many have gone through being mentally abused? I've gone through that. I've gone through it twice. I'm no longer in those relationships, or marriage rather. How many of you just to have someone to basically walk try to demean you to a little bit of nothing, or to have someone to beat you and say, now, I only did it because I love you. I only did it because I really care about you. What do we call that? We call that narcissism today. We call that abusive, manipulative behavior. So I be doggone. Yeah, I'm going to say it like that. I be doggone. If now that I'm able to do this the way that I need to, and I'm before you all, I have the opportunity to have my own platform, no matter how big or how small, that I'm going to make you think that that's okay. That is this is how you convince people to do. I don't care how many people that are used to abuse. It comes in to say, oh, that helped me that's because you have a mental problem. Yeah, I said it. Yeah. You have to get it in a harsh, abusive manner versus somebody just speaking to you like you're a normal human being. Yeah, that's what that means. Well, I'm speaking to, and I'm providing this free service for you all on this Wellness Wednesday, because I believe that you can understand and that you can hear my heart than me just speaking to you like you are meant to be respected, even if you are suffering from a dis-ease, even if you are suffering with some form of mental health issues, even if you are still struggling with what type of foods that you should eat, what type of food you shouldn't, what you should drink, what you should not drink. Even if you are going through depression because you have lost a loved one and you feel like the whole world is against you, or you're blaming yourself, you call 618, text it, I see that first, 388-8100. At that time, if you don't get answered within 24 hours, if at first you don't succeed, she was willing to work it out and do whatever she had to do, bless her heart. Well, I said, nope, family, you children first. I will be here. I'll mentor you or do whatever I need to do to help you. We will figure it out, but we will not take away time from your family. For you to do this, I will do this until it's time, till the time is right. That's how that works. And so I'm sharing it with you all on this Wellness Wednesday, because this is what was on my heart to share. I know I had a load there with you all. There was quite a bit of clusters, and nobody I know, you all, I know some of you, I could feel it. Some of y'all tuned in because you want to know how I came through with my daughter birthday being yesterday. And I came through it because I had to. I can't say that I didn't see or hadn't given a vision of it happening a year prior to, after my mother passed. So this is why I'm sharing what I'm sharing with you all. Once we have knowledge of something, now it becomes powerful when we apply the knowledge. I want to inspire you all to be powerful in your own health and wellness journey. And when you need help, call me. That's where I'm at. For those of you all that want to send in, I'm going to put in the information. I did have class today, but I don't think this time I'm going to make it this time because I had gotten a late start. I was trying. I'm going to put the information in because some people ask me, they say, why come you didn't put the information in? I know my Facebook people going to get me. To them. I'm putting in what number you can call 618. And for those who are local that may tune in, that may know someone that's local, I am now doing home visits. I'm doing home visits for men. I had to learn a lesson the hard way once, right during COVID. So because of that not going so well, I have decided to, for men in particularly, you have to have a woman present if you want me to if you are local and you want to do a house visit. I'm taking it back, y'all, back to the day where the doctors made house visits. That's a special service that I provide for those of you all that are local, or if I'm in your town. I have a desire that when the time comes and I get to travel again, if I'm in your town, then we can schedule an appointment for us to do a home visit, or a local public place. Then that's what I'm willing to do as well. When you call in, you can see how much that costs depending on where you live and where you are at, what conditions that you have, because it could be because you want your family to personally see that in person does matter. So I am starting, you all, that I just started last week. So I am taking consultations. I am doing home visits, and what consists of in the home visits that some of you all still can take advantage of having when you call in. All you have to do is do what some of the others are doing, where they screenshot or take a picture of um, your line of products that you have in your home. Everything from your detergent, toothpaste, skincare products, everything, everything that you have. And I will give you, based off what all you share with me that you use on a regular basis, on a daily or weekly basis, and then maybe some cases a monthly basis, but mostly, you know what I mean when I say necessities: your washing powder, your dish detergent, your toothpaste, even your toothbrush, your hair products, all that, your oils, everything that you have, what you may use, your fragrances that you spray in your home, all those, you line those up and you send it to me. There is a one set fee for that type of services, because I got the breakdown and I have to show you for whatever's local in your area that you can replace it with that will not be causing cancers or I'm causing your lymphatic system to be affected, meaning your immune system, especially for those of us who's here in the West that experience, not in the tropical areas, that are experiencing or about to experience what we call quote unquote flu season. So I do provide those services. Yes, if you want to do a video, we're able to do videos too, where I can scan what you have that could be harmful for yourself and your family. That is not a very expensive service that I provide, but if I have to drive out for the one-on-ones, because everybody don't want to do certain things over the phone and online, then I do provide services for that now too. Yes, I know it may change soon where I cannot do it. If we suffer another lockdown at that time, then yes, we utilize the phone services so I can be able to provide that type of health coaching for you and your family. At that time, it is tedious. It is. But what we're doing is basically practicing label reading, and I'm showing you the substitution of what you can buy that will help with making sure that if you have any form of disease, or if you just want to make sure that you're providing yourself and family with the most healthiest products, then I provide that information for you at that time. Okay, so just note that that is one, and whatever else other issues you have. Okay, any questions, you all? I appreciate y'all trying to give me a break, but you didn't have to. um, I'm just typing this in while I wait. We got about 15 more minutes, you all. Your health coaching sessions, once again, range from 30 minutes to an hour, depending on. Let's see. I'm putting there, please, via text too. Okay, I have one in there, and then I'm going to put in a Cash App information for those of you all that wants to donate. Because as you all know, I don't normally do it all the time. I have to be reminded. Y'all, come on now. Y'all, somebody got a question. Don't think that any question is too small. And is insignificant, you all. Every question is significant because whatever you're thinking, one thing I learned about the power of the minds is that what you may be thinking, somebody else may be thinking. Or maybe their hands are tied and they can't text it, so you never know who you help. Almost done. Gotta make sure I don't hit none because my little board is so sensitive. So I'm glad to know that you all made it while we wait. I'm glad to know that you all made it through this week. I had a very, very good weekend. Got a chance to hear Denise. Okay, we got one, Dr. Shell. What is good for aching knees? Thank you, Sister Diane Lockhart. What's good for aching knees? The sea moss is very powerful when it comes down to reducing inflammation. As you all know, that it is considered the mucus destroyer. The sea moss, I highly recommend that for aching knees. As you all know, I injured my knee the early part of this year, or some may not know. I had injured my knee and it hurt. The liquid vitamin D at the time, and it seemed like it helped. A lot of help. I set it out in the sun when I got a chance, so I couldn't do it every day. But the times that I could do it, I did. But it stretched out, and the pain as I'm walking up steps, and I still had like maybe 15 stairs to walk up every day, up or down. And yes, I had the option of the elevator, but I would not take the elevator. So what I used that I discovered that helped me, what I believe helped me the most, it was when I started taking a moringa and my sea moss. And it was only a teaspoon that I would place in food. Yes, I did have the power at that time too. So I would take a little teaspoon of that and I would mix it into my blended watermelon. Because as you know, the sea moss had a little salt taste. So remember you all back in the day? Some of y'all, here I am, I'm telling my stage again, when we sprinkle, y'all remember sprinkling a little salt on the watermelon? Or some of y'all too bougie for that, huh? I didn't do it, but I remember seeing my great auntie them do it. Well, I would put that in there. And so actually, when I started actually doing that, that's when I noticed that the inflammation in my knee, and it literally, I had a little hump there that was there. And it was very painful. It would stick up on me. But since then, I have not had that issue, you all. Ever since I started eating more of my watermelon and I did 2 weeks of the sea moss, and then I did 2 weeks straight. I actually added the blackstrap molasses as well. That's what I would recommend for that as well. Diane Lockhart. Thank you so much for that question. What is good for arthritis and knees? The same. Same. The sea moss is very powerful for that. 1 teaspoon. I have the purple flakes, and those are very powerful, very potent. It also means that it will linger more throughout the bloodstream, so you should be able to draw more and more of the minerals. That 102 minerals is literally for the body and your skeletal system. And so when I mean by skeletal, I mean that your body should be able to be at a place to where you're able to absorb the proper minerals it takes for your body for your muscular area and your bones to heal. Because there is something called the bone health area that we don't think about, because America has us focusing so much on weight, which weight matters too. So if there is an issue, when there are knee issues, you all, and unless you've been a runner, an athlete, or you have more than 10 to 20 extra pounds of weight on you, then understand that the sea moss will help with that as well. It's good for regulating. And my apologies for not having the bag. It's a 30-day supply for not having the bag present here. I'm in different location, you all, as you all know. And so that still helps within. And I recommend you take it for at least the first 14 days. You usually see results within the first 48 to 72 hours, meaning 3 days. But by all means, find a set time of the day anywhere between noon and before bedtime to take it before your last dinner and take it with food. That's what I highly recommend for arthritis, which is nothing but inflammation, you all. Do you have any sea moss? I do have moringa seeds. Yes, I do. I do have the purple sea moss flakes still left in stock. Abdominal area that's actually in your bloodstream. Just like now, if you have any form of gut, other meals that's still lingering there in your abdominal system, and that means you need more herbal like food, more herbal, not just juicing and powder, but more herbal like foods. That really helps. And yes, you can. The body does absorb liquids and powder better, faster, rather. Let's say faster. However, with flakes, because we have a gut here, think about how much we um, think about if you're still eating any form of breads, if you're not on all fruits and vegetations only, then you want herbs and things that can blend with the type of meals that you're eating that may have a thickness to it that may be mucus forming. I also recommend that when you're doing that to slack off on breads, and if you're on dairies as well that could be harmful to your body, that's not clean dairy at all. I have to say that even though I'm one that have gone some years now without eating dairy, I had gone some years, you all. I still say that for those of you all that find yourself having issues with it, then and you have been diagnosed with arthritis and those things, then that's the time for you to focus on healing your body, because we know what the industry is doing to a lot of food. So if you're not going out to the Amish people, yes, you all, they get the credit for that, especially here in our areas, or you don't have access to other people that have an all natural form, and you're not growing your own food, then this is where the sea moss and things of that nature come in handy to help aid you in that particular area. I juice my watermelon and eat it daily. I grew my own this year. Hey, I know that Diane Lockhart did the same thing. Man, I'm about to take some visits to y'all homes now, because I ain't got my own watermelon yet, y'all. Not yet. I was trying, but the devil got busy. I was trying. They didn't want me to come before y'all an hour, boy. That devil got busy, took all my stuff, and as I say, the devil is lying. The truth ain't in him, but it's okay though. As you all see, I still got blessed to be able to get me some. But no, that's good to hear, because Sister Dorothy, she says that she's growing her own. She even threw some seeds out on the side of her home, the last segment, and she said that she was growing hers. She just walked out, and then she saw that she had some. Wow. Okay. Yeah, sister. I done went through the storm and went through the rain, and I done grew up. I was like, I told you, I started off. That's why I started off with the song. Hey, I can't give up now. I come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy. But I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. And that goes for you all too. And now y'all remember my logo is there. Unless there's any other question. Yep, we're right at 7:30. Thank you all so much for getting tuned in. Oh, did I put in that information? Okay, let me send in that last Cash App information for those of you all that need the Cash App information. And yes, and I look forward to it. And so yes, you all know the slogan. You all, we have to be healthy more in 2024. Yes, we do. And once again, I appreciate you all that's tuned in for today. I pray that it's something that I shared with you all. I hope that there is something that I shared with you all that was helpful for you and yourself, your family. I pray that it was. The price of the sea moss. Oh, the price of the sea moss is $30 now. However, note that if you did your $25 consultation, or if you just want to send in a donation, you can get it as well. So I got a couple of things going on there, because I want you all to be able to get it in advance before we hit this big another wave of them bringing out another virus. I want you all to have as much as you need to have stocked or stored for those of you all who can afford to do so. So thanks so much for that usually is $40, but because of the special for the month of September that I wanted to run in honor of my daughter, you got two different ways that you can get it. So, Sister Diane, you call in, or if you text in, I don't know, Sister Diane, don't you have the 314? Just so you know, you all get an extra perk too when you call in for your consultation. You all get a chance to call the other main line that I would be doing your consultation or coaching on. And that's a 314 number, not the 618. The 618 is merely the business line where I get a chance to look and see who it is that wants to schedule or want to purchase. But once you purchase and once you schedule your coaching session, then that's when you have access to more of a direct line to me. So just just for the record, for those who all know, so if you still have the 314 number, Sister Diane Lockhart, let me know. If not, then I will provide that for you. Okay, so that way you all that helps speed up you being able to get answered a little sooner than later. Okay. All right. I love you all, and I am out of here. Remember to be healthy more in 2024. I love you all. You all have a healthy and blessed Wednesday on purpose. Bye bye.